Hello, I'm Kevin J.N. Hughes, and as we're talking about how worship is intended to reorient our lives, one of the things that I wanted to address right off the bat is some people. Now, fortunately, I don't usually actually hear SDAs making this argument, and I certainly never hear Orthodox Christians making this argument. But just in case somebody who's in neither of those camps, um, happens to watch this, I wanted to address the argument that sometimes people say, like, I don't need to go to church to be a Christian. Being in a garage doesn't make you a car. Therefore, I can worship God wherever I am. And there's some truth to this. We can pray wherever we are, but worship is, Jesus says, where two or three are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. And specifically, worship is to be oriented around the Eucharistic gathering. So, this isn't actually something that I can just do wherever I want. Worship is something that requires the people of God to be gathered together. So that's one problem with that, is that the idea of worship, the way that Christianity understands worship, and the way that Jesus taught us to worship is not just me and my Bible sitting under a tree saying some prayers. There is actually a form that worship must take. And this is actually something that Orthodox Christians and groups like Seventh-day Adventists usually agree about, because Seventh-day Adventists, Black Hebrew Israelites, any of these Sabbatarian groups are usually getting their understanding from Judaism, and because of that, from modern rabbinic Judaism. And because of that, they actually agree with Orthodox Christians on this point. So we'll talk more about where we disagree with them, and we'll talk more about how the early church helps us to address that. But I just wanted to take a moment to address this idea that part of the goal of worship is for us to be reorienting our whole lives and transforming all of creation to towards a Christian direction. And that can't be accomplished by just me sitting under a tree praying with my Bible. Yes, that kind of thing is also good, but it's not worship, and it's not what Christ calls us to, and it's not how our lives become reoriented around Christ. So, thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.